My name is Olabode Johnson. Yes, I have trust issues, and it's so difficult to even trust myself, let alone trust other people. Am I supposed to be blamed? I don't know, but one thing I am so sure of is you can never give what you do not have. Today is the 20th year of my wedding anniversary. My marriage is blessed with 3 boys aged 20, 18, and 15. My boys are all wonderful children. But one thing I must confess is that I carried out a DNA test on every one of them. Do you blame me? I married my wife Kate when she was just 25 years old, and I was 30 years old then. I was the first man she knew, and according to her, I was also the only man. But do I believe her? I just do not know. For our 20th wedding anniversary, I presented her with the latest Honda SUV. It was beautifully wrapped, and one would have imagined that getting such an expensive gift from one's husband would make a wonderful wife the happiest person, but that was wrong. My wife was so cold. She looked at the gift, turned to say thank you, and walked away. That looked weird to outsiders, but might actually be normal in my family. But do I like it that way? I just do not know. I guess I should not start my story from how my 20th wedding anniversary was celebrated. Maybe I should start from the day I tied the knot with Kate. Immediately I married Kate. I made it clear to her that I did not want to see any of her family members or her friends anymore. All I wanted was just me and my wife. Kate thought I was joking. 2 days after we came back from our honeymoon, her younger sister visited, and I walked her out of our apartment by myself. The young lady was not happy, and of course, Kate herself was sad and embarrassed. But who cares anyway? This was a young marriage, and I did not want to welcome any intruder so soon. Maybe that was not the best way to handle it, but I just do not know. Our wedding was in February, and Kate got pregnant almost immediately. I was not expecting that, and that made me suspicious. What if the pregnancy was not even mine? Being the first man does not guarantee that a woman will not cheat on you. It takes only a dumb man to trust a woman so much. The first pregnancy was the tool I used to convince Kate to resign from her job. She was falling terribly ill every now and then, and it was so easy to convince her to let go of her job. I was not financially buoyant, but we could manage with the salary I was receiving. If she worked, she would be so difficult to control, and I was never ready to lose my wife. She was all I had, and I just wanted to guard her jealously. Maybe I was not doing the right thing, but I just do not know. I was shocked when Kate had our son in the 8th month of the pregnancy. And of course, I carried out a DNA test 6 months after she had my son. The DNA test was done secretly because I knew Kate would not be happy about that. On the day of getting the DNA test results, so many thoughts were going through my mind. And I must confess, I was made the happiest man on earth when the doctor confirmed that the baby was mine. 6 months after Kate had our boy, she requested to start looking for a job, and of course, I refused abruptly. She needed to stay at home and raise my son and forget ever returning to any job. She was not happy, but sincerely, I did not really care. 5 years into our marriage, we were already blessed with all 3 of my boys. And just like I did for my first boy, I carried out DNA tests on the second and third as well. You thought I was not doing the right thing. Well, I just could not imagine raising another man's child or keeping an unfaithful wife. But deep inside me, I was not ready to lose Kate, and I tried as much as possible to give her at least 90% of what she needed. I created all the passwords to every device in my home, including our phones and laptops. I had cameras in every nook and cranny of that house. We did not have any family friends, and we did not have any close extended family members. All along, Kate stopped complaining after 3 years of our marriage. And I thought she was cool with this life, but I guess I was wrong. Until she looked at that 20th wedding anniversary gift that Saturday morning turned only to say thank you, and walked back into the apartment while our 3 sons also walked in with her, and I was left all alone looking at the latest Honda SUV I had just bought for my beautiful wife. I walked back inside and went to see Kate in the bedroom. She was there, arranging some of her jewelry. "Are you not happy I am changing your car for you?" I asked, and she replied, "I told you, thank you." That reply was so cold, and I knew deep inside me that something was wrong with my beautiful wife. "Is something bothering you?" I asked, and sat on the bed beside her. Then she stood, walked toward the closet, and brought out some documents. She handed the documents over to me, and there on all the documents were the secret DNA tests I had done several years ago for my sons. The printed WhatsApp conversations on her phone, and some unaware pictures of her in the market or mall. "Do you have any explanation for this?" she asked. But the truth is, I do not have any explanation. Kate was never a problem, and I guess I was the problem here. Kate just needs to understand that I cannot afford to lose her, and she has condoned all this for 20 good years, and she should just try to continue managing me. Or perhaps she should just accept the fact that I have trust issues. Or do I need to actually start narrating my story from where my trust issues actually started? 40 years ago, when I was just 10 years old, I eavesdropped on my parents discussing me. I had never imagined that the man I called my father was not my biological father until I overheard that discussion that evening. My so-called mother was never a truthful person, and her so-called husband forgave her without considering my own feelings. They pretended all was still okay in that house, but I knew I was the only one who did not belong to that family. My 3 younger siblings belonged to this man, but when I was 12 years old, I could not keep it to myself any longer, and I asked my so-called mother who my father was. I made her realize I had heard the discussion she had with her husband 2 years earlier. But instead of this woman showing me who my father was, she had a separate meeting with her so-called husband, and they both lied to me that my father died when my mother got pregnant for him and before my mother even knew any member of his family. That was actually a white lie, because the truth of the matter is that this shameless woman did not even know who my father was. Right from when I was young, I knew I was alone in this world, and I never believed anyone. I love Kate so much, but you just cannot give what you don't have. This is the story of my life. I know I need help. I need to talk to someone, and this is an opportunity for me to narrate the story of my life while believing that my problem is already half solved. Thank you so much for listening.